Hi everybody in the Livestream. Hallo zusammen, herzlich willkommen an der Bühne der ADAC SimRacing Expo. Es geht jetzt um das, was alle Rennfahrenden gerne wollen, nämlich schneller werden. So, now it's about what everybody wants to achieve behind the steering wheel of a sim racing rig, getting faster. So thankfully, the Virtual Racing School is here for us with their slogan, Get Fast Faster, and they give us a brief insight into their hardware and also into their academy, coaching and telemetry to improve your driving. So everybody have a close look and listen closely. Here are Alex Mungov, CFO and COO, and also George Georgiev, CTO of Virtual Racing School. Enjoy.
Hi, everyone. Good to have you here. Thank you for having us as well. So we're known as VRS or Virtual Racing School. It doesn't matter. These days, it's more VRS than Virtual Racing School. So today, I'm going to kind of show you about the background of the company, who we are, how did we came to be the company we are today. And here's the presenters. And quickly, company overview. So people don't know, but we've been out here for about 8 years now. And in the last 4 years, we've been doing hardware. But before that, we started pretty much coaching and telemetry. That's how much our sales are right now. Like majority of our sales are hardware. And then the different circles represent the volume of our business. As you can see, hardware is our number one, and then telemetry, coaching, software, it's all VRS. And we're a global company. Everything started in the USA, and then we slowly started doing sales in the United Kingdom. We have office, a warehouse in Ireland, Australia. As percentage, most of our sales are split between Europe and the USA. George, talk about coaching for us.
Okay, so first of all, is everyone having a nice expo? Are you excited about the stuff you're seeing here? Awesome. All right, so we started with very few coaches, actually. Like, I think we had 5 at first or something. Maybe it was less than that even. So we started with a very small contingent of people that were very good at iRacing, or were very good at sim racing in general, and we wanted to get their talents up to everyone. So what we did, once we saw that that formula is working, and we'll show you in a bit how that formula actually works exactly, we started getting more and more. And at this point, we have, I don't know, like we say 80 plus, but it's probably more than that at that point. So one thing we saw was a problem for people was, like, there's all this sim racing hardware and software information and all of the stuff that you need to get working together in order to be good. And we really believe that the coaches are the first step to getting you faster. Like the coaches are the people that have gone through that grind before and know how to fight all of those small problems and find every single one of those milliseconds you're chasing around the track. But the thing we noticed about coaching is that people are like, you don't really want to find a coach and work with them and like spend time and so on, because you need to contact them. You need to spend. It's basically a barrier to entry where you wanna stay on your own PC, like not have to deal one-on-one with a person. So that's why we started our driver development program, Team VRS. It's very new. We're still working on perfecting it, but the idea there is we offer you group coaching at a very low price. So that everyone can get started with this and get faster properly, learn, avoid all of the pitfalls that other people might fall into when they start racing. So check it out, check out the QR code, join up, see how it works. And the more, like, the other stuff, like on the Get Faster side, we were going to see in a moment. But it's a Sim Racing Expo. I know you're all here to see hardware, so let's talk about hardware a bit.
All right, so let me talk a little bit about what we currently sell, then what is going to be coming next. So 8 years ago, when we started working on VRS, it was a private company, still is a private company. It's founded and it's built by a guy who wanted to be a Formula 1 champion. That was his goal. He dreamed always to be a Formula 1 champion. So it started as a hobby, and he said, I'm going to make this product better. whatever it's on the market 8 years ago, I can do better. And that's how it started. So the whole goal was we're going to build this for pro racers, you know? And it, of course, started with the motor, the direct drive, you know? So this is our current 20 Newton meter wheelbase. So everyone does wheelbases, but how are we different than the competition, you know? And we claim we're different. So we believe our 20 Newton wheelbase can sustain 20 Newton meters for more than half an hour. Now, other companies, I don't want to call any names out, but other companies, I don't think they can sustain their claims. That's the difference with VRS. So we've tested competitors, and some of them don't even get to what they're selling their wheelbases, you know. Some say 9 Newton meters, other 12, other 15, but they reach that level for maybe a few seconds, if even. And we claim we can sustain 20 Newton meters for a very long time. Enough of that. Click on the QR code. There is a lot more on the website about our product. Then the other thing that we're known is the pedals, right? We have some reviewers that say those pedals is all you need. They're highly adjustable, highly customizable. You know, the idea is that you buy them once and you don't have to upgrade. So slowly in the future, we're going to start providing upgrades. We get a lot of questions. Are we going to make active pedals? Are we going to make smart pedals? The goal will be, yes, absolutely we'll make those. The goal will be to make those upgradable and maybe introduce even new products in the future. And the steering wheel, you know, with the steering wheel, initially when we released it a few years ago, we kind of missed the mark. But now we're making some corrections. What is the unique thing that you cannot see on this slide about the steering wheel is that it's made from a very high quality materials. You can invest in this wheel and you use it for maybe anywhere between 3 to 5 years, if not even more. It's made of high quality materials. The buttons are high quality aluminum. You know, it has funky switches. It has all the basic features that any professional sim racer would need. And now we also offer a full SimRig solutions, and that's like a few renders of the current offerings that we have. I'm not going to go into much details. You can definitely click on the QR code and kind of visit our website, and you can customize your own rig. So where VRS is going, until now we were very much built by pro racers for pro racers. Now we're kind of moving towards the mid-level and the entry-level market. We want to make it for any sim racer. That's the goal. We want to make it accessible for everyone. So what that means that we're going to introduce products that are going to be much cheaper, still we're going to maintain our quality, but it's going to introduce things that are going to be accessible for the entry-level folks, and you can grow into be a pro level with our products. So with that being in mind, it's a great segue to introduce you something new. So this is our current wheelbase that we sell currently as 20 Newton meters. But starting today is the day, we made some changes, and now the 20 Newton meter wheelbase is upgradable. That means you can buy it at 6 Newton meters for a fraction of the price. And as you decide to go more Newton meters, more power, you can upgrade it. So you start at 6 Newton meter, then you can upgrade to 9, 12, 15, and 20. How great is that? I mean, think about it. If you go on the market and you buy a 6 Newton meter wheelbase, down the road, maybe 6 months from now, maybe a year, you decide, all right, I want to go bigger. I want to go 12 Newton meters, let's say, right? So you have to sell your old new wheelbase. You got to buy a new wheelbase. Not anymore. With ours, you can simply upgrade. It's going to be the same hardware. It's essentially a software upgrade. You just pay the difference in the price. So what does that to you? Well, it's a good investment. That's one thing. So right here, we're introducing the prices today. If you click the QR code, you can absolutely go to the website, and you're going to see we have a we have a 6 Newton meter, 9, 12, and 15 and 20. And the way the upgrade works, you can buy, let's say, 9 Newton meters at $499. And then a few months later, you can decide to upgrade. So you just pay the difference. So that will be, in this case, 100 euros. How great is that? All right. I'll let George talk a little about telemetry.
Okay, so did everyone get a look at the QR code? Like, that's the important part. Should we turn back the slide for a while? No? You all got it. Okay. Oh, you didn't get it. Okay. All right. So while you're getting that, like, of course, hardware is why we're all here at the SimRacingExpo at the physical place. But you don't get good just with hardware, right? It's not enough to have the best hardware. It's not the wheelbase, it's the sim driver, if we want to steal a quote from a movie. So how do you get better, actually? How do you get better in sim racing, and how do you do it fast? Well, what we set out to do in 2014 and like afterwards was answer a very simple question with software. How did I drive that lap? You've all had it, right? Like you everything works out, like you hit every apex, like you win a few seconds here and there, and then you can't do it again. Like what did you do to make yourself run that great lap? So what we did was implement a telemetry collection software. A lot of you are at the SimRacingExpo, so you know what this is about. We allow you to just drive as you normally do, while our uploader uploads the data to the cloud. Once that data is uploaded to the cloud, we automatically generate comparisons for you. And I'll explain about what we compare you to in a bit. But we generate comparisons for you, either to your own data or other stuff. And there you can see what did my fast lap do? What did I do at that turn? Where did I press the brakes? Why did I lose some time on that lap? Everything is available over here for you to spend the time after the session and figure out how to get faster. It's all about shortening that feedback loop, because you have that feedback loop when you're driving and you know you did a good lap only when you finish the lap. And on the next session, you don't know if you do a good lap or not. But as long as you check back every time with your telemetry, you'll see where you made the mistakes, where you didn't make a mistake, where you did well, where you did poorly. So that's probably the main selling point we started with when we were starting stuff out initially. But what did we see? Well, if you're like me, you never had a good lap. So how do you compare? Like, how do you get better actually if you don't know where to start? If it's hard to do a good lap, like how do you win by analyzing just yourself? And the answer is you don't analyze just yourself. That's why those coaches we mentioned earlier are great for developing your skills, because we collect their data as well, and they create our data packs, which contain their telemetry so that you can study against someone who's actually good and see how to win those seconds in the corners that matter. And this is something that the software does automatically for you. You just drive your laps, open the website, and you see that comparison. You see how much you can get better just by comparing to that coach. So that means we have, like I said, 99 plus data packs. There are probably 100. And those are just on the current season in iRacing. We have a bunch of other data packs from the previous years you can compare to against as well. There's like thousands of hot laps. Like, what do I mean by a hot lap? Like, it's video and telemetry. It's a recording of where the coach drove, how they drove, and the data attached to it so that you can see exactly what they did on that turn. And you can analyze against yourself. You can analyze against them. And that's what we call our get fast, faster loop. This is what allows you, and we have the data on this. Like, we see not just the data, like, to hell with the data. I talked to a bunch of you right now on our stand, and you guys said that. Like, you said, the moment I started using the telemetry, I won a couple of seconds on that track that I was struggling with. So we know this stuff works. And there's so much more. Like, you can also get into a team with guys you trust and, like, race with them, compare to them. We have a stint analyzer. We have the Team VRS program. There's so much more in the software. We're not advertising it well enough, but there's so much more to see. So if you guys want to see more, if you guys want to see stuff that maybe you missed when you were using VRS, if you're already a user, come over to the booth. We'll show you some stuff. But of course, again, it's a hardware expo, so let's talk about the new and exciting stuff that's coming.
So what do you think is coming, guys? What's next for us? So we've been kind of listening to our Discord channel, to our customers, to our clients, to our professional sim race drivers. We also have a lot of real life race drivers as well. And one thing they said, your pedals are amazing. They're so responsible. They're so consistent. Consistency is so important, but how can we do them better? And that's the answer. We're going to introduce dampers. So the dampers are going to be what you see on the screen. They're going to be released probably in the next couple months. They'll be on sale just on time for Christmas, you know. So that's our major upgrade to the pedals. The dampers probably going to be followed by making them smart pedals, but we don't have a timeline yet for that. Hopefully less than 6 months or about a year, we'll make them smart pedals. The next, so we're introducing a new wheelbase. You know, this one is going to be a 15 Newton meter wheelbase. That is gonna right now the current wheelbase is 20 Newton meters, but it has a controller that is outside of the wheelbase. This one has a controller inside. The only thing that you don't see here is gonna be the power brick. That's it. And this one has also build-our QR on it, and it's gonna be the energy QR where you can essentially no cables. You just put your wheel and you can drive. Well, usually. And of course, we have a new steering wheel that is going to be for the entry level and the mid-level drivers. And what is going to be unique about it, it's all the features that we're introducing. You've been asking us, we want some lights, we want some proximity sensors, we want some encoders. Well, here we go. So the cool thing about this is going to be high-quality material. Again, the same amazing grips that everyone loved on our other wheel. And I mean, I get that question a lot. How much it's going to be? We're not going to let you know yet. You have to wait. So we're going to start taking orders for the steering wheel early November or mid-November. So it's coming pretty quick. And make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you follow us for the release of this amazing steering wheel. Whoops. So we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming software updates.
Yeah, so you already took what we're going to be developing. So you've been asking us a lot for this, and iRacing are offering it, and it's about time we start offering it. We're starting to offer 360 hertz force feedback for iRacing. Probably coming to other simulators at some point too. We'll get to that point in a bit. So this is in development. We're expecting this to be released probably with the next iRacing build. It's pretty certain that we're going to have it by then. So this is on our existing wheelbases. Obviously, it's going to work on our upcoming wheelbases. It's going to work on the upgradable torque wheelbase as well. The upgradable torque wheelbase is just the V1 wheelbase that starts at a lower price. So this is going to run on all of our hardware properly. The other thing that I've already shared with some of you already on our booth is like I said, I want us to get that feedback loop shorter. Like, again, how do you get faster? You get fast feedback on how well you're doing. So what do we want to do? We want to integrate the telemetry real time. And when I say telemetry, I mean the analysis. I mean get some overlays which will help you learn the track, and get some overlays which will help you analyze right inside the simulator, right inside iRacing. But it's not just iRacing. We know that this formula works, and if it works for iRacing, it's gonna work for the other sims as well. So that's why we're switching to multi-sim support. We're developing this right now. And I'm guessing you guys are gonna ask, what are those other sims? And I'll say, tell us, what do you want to drive? Like, what else do you want to get analysis on to get faster? Is it Assetto Corsa? Is it R-Factor? Is it something else? Come over and tell us. The booth is over there. I'd love to get your feedback. Like, the thing that we're basing our entire future on is getting feedback from all of you and doing the stuff that you actually want us to do. Not just figuring out something on our own. Sure, we'll have our own stuff, but come over and tell us, participate in our Discord channel, and we want to make this like a pattern of continuous improvement. We want to, and I'm serious about this, I want us to release new software like every week, every day if possible, but every day is gonna be a bit hard. But we want to release new updates every week, and we're gonna do it based on your feedback. We'll see what you use, what you don't use, and then we'll focus on the stuff that you really like. So what about the future, Alex?
What about the future? All right, so this is how we currently are, hardware, coaching, software, telemetry, and it's amazing in that right in the middle where everything kind of crossroads, but can we do it better? And I think we can, and that's going to be the future. That's going to be the future where we're going to try to integrate the hardware, telemetry, coaching, and software. So what I mean by this? I mean, we're one of the few companies that don't make only telemetry, don't make only hardware. We actually do both, So we want you to be able to use your hardware in real time, be able to get coaching, get telemetry, get feedback with just a few pushes on the button on your wheel. That's going to be the goal. What about expansion? New hardware categories. We talked a little bit about what's coming up. We also want to connect the real life racing with sim racing. I think that's very important, and I think that's where Team VRS is gonna go. So Team VRS right now, it's essentially a group coaching, but we're working on creating a few locations, one in the US, one in Spain, and one in Germany, where we can have also real-life coaching, real-life racing coaching. So if you participate in Team VRS, you'll be able to essentially be able to subscribe or be able to, win or be able to get some points. That's going to send you for a weekend for a real-life coaching on the actual track with an actual race car. I think that's pretty exciting. I mean, I tried it myself not too long ago. We went to Sonoma Raceway. We raced. We did some sim racing after that, and it helped me tremendously. So we want to make sure that every one of you can get that experience as well. And I think George is going to talk a little bit about One Sim Racing.
Yeah, so how does all of this work? Like, how do we get all of that integration, like getting everything together? Some of you have already seen the One Sim Racing app. Like, this is only some of the stuff that's upcoming for it. But the One Sim Racing app really wants to be One Sim Racing. We want to do one app that handles everything. We want to handle the telemetry. We want to handle the overlays. We want to handle all of your hardware. We want to automate a lot of stuff relating to how you configure your wheelbase, for example, or your pedals and so on. Like, some of you already told me right here on the expo, like, it would be nice if I could get profiles from other people. So One Sim Racing is going to be that thing as well. It's going to be your one-stop shop for doing everything you need to be doing in sim racing, whether it's going to be configuring hardware or getting coaching or getting overlays or getting telemetry or maybe even looking for new hardware products. So that's the outlook there, and that's what we want to do to combine all of that stuff together. The name is internal, by the way. This is our development name. We might change it, but it's going to be the same awesome product. And we're working on this every day.
All right, collaboration. As I said, we have this pipeline going on where we have a professional real-life race drivers and we have professional sim race drivers. So we're constantly looking to expand. We're constantly looking to kind of get feedback how to make the sim racing more close to real and the opposite. I mean, these days, professional sim race drivers, they train on simulators. So we have some big names, and you guys know the names. I'm not gonna repeat names here. I'm not gonna just name drop, but go check us out. So it again goes with our commitment. We really want to give back to the racing community. We want to make sure that we sponsor sim racing teams. We want to make sure that we invest back and we make the sport better. Well, this is the end of our presentation. I want to thank you all for coming. come check our website, come check our booth, come give it a shot. We have a couple simulators. Come try our products. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.